What's up guys, Carter here. I'm here making my very first quilt. I thought who better of a teacher than my wonderful wife, Raymie.
Hey guys, welcome back. I'm so excited to be here today to show Carter and all of you how to make this beautiful heart quilt behind us.
Let's do it. Alright guys, so in your box you have 6 half-yard cuts of various red and pink fabrics, and you will also need 2 yards of whatever background fabric you choose. We have our little white on white swirls here, so let's get cutting.
Take just one of our half yards. And we are going to cut some 2.5 inch strips. Want to go ahead and start cutting for us?
Yep.
Alright. Now what'd you learn in class about cutting?
They said in order to keep your ruler in place the entire time, you want to push it up to about a little bit above your hand, and then you can walk your hand up a little bit, and then you can go ahead and cut the rest of it off.
Perfect.
There's a 2.5 inch strip.
Nailed it.
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and cut down the rest of our half yards to get those 2.5 inch strips. Nailed it. Do you know what we're gonna do next?
I don't.
So we're gonna take our strips here and we're going to cut them down into 11.5 inch rectangles.
Right.
Sound good?
Yep.
All right, let's do it. Important thing to remember when cutting. You always want to cut off your selvage edge. You can get away with not cutting it off because it's normally set at 1/4 inch. But like see this one, the holes on it go further up. That's going to be showing on your quilt.
Gotcha.
We don't want that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.5. Perfect. Okay, we're going to go ahead and cut down all of our strips to the same measurement. So now we have to arrange our strips into the pattern that we want them to be on the heart. You've been learning lots about colors from the color wheel. Do you want to arrange our strips for us? Whichever you want. You can go every other, you can go ombre.
So like that.
Like that?
You like that?
I like it. Before we just go ahead and start sewing, we gotta separate them. 3 and 3. We have to break it down into groups of 3 in order to get those snowballed edges, which we'll show you in just a second. Have you ever used a sewing machine?
Like a very long time ago.
Okay, number 1 rule of quilting. Right sides together. I'm gonna sew this first one. Can you see on the stitch plate there is a 1/4 inch line right here? So that's where we line up our fabric.
Okay.
We're gonna drop our presser foot, just the little lever in the back. And now while we're sewing, we wanna make sure that that stays lined up with that 1/4 inch line. Now we're gonna cut it, and they have it.
Very
Your
nice.
first seam. Right sides together. It's all yours. Now you hit the little scissors button.
Okay.
Perfect. Look at that. Your first seam.
Very nice.
Open that up.
Not bad.
For the pressing of your block, you're going to want to press all of your seams open. Press them all open like this. This is going to make it a lot easier when you're snowballing the block. Now we have the first side of our heart done. We're going to go ahead and sew together the darker 3. Gotta make sure they line up all the way down.
Boom. Just like that.
So now that we have both halves of our hearts constructed, we're gonna go ahead and actually start to shape them. Now, this technique is called snowballing, and I'm gonna explain what that means. We're going to need our background fabric. We're gonna lay it on our block here, right sides together. Now, the big squares are going to be on the bottom of the heart. The little square is gonna be at the top. For all of the cutting instructions and your backing requirements, remember that's in the pattern that is in the description below. Now, for this one, I am gonna pin it. I'm not normally huge on pinning, but it's kind of important when you are snowballing. Pin along that diagonal. Now make sure you do have the diagonal on the right angle and not them both going the same direction. I'm gonna sew this one.
Okay.
Kind of show you how we're gonna do it.
Sounds good.
So it's gonna be right where they meet on the edge. And you are gonna want it lined up pretty straight because what we're gonna be doing is sewing a diagonal line across the entire square. So, do you want to take the pins out for me?
Yep.
Now what we're going to do is take that seam that we just sewed, line it up straight on our mat, and we're going to cut 1/4 inch to the opposing side of our block. So we're going to take all that excess fabric and just cut it right off. And cut. Now, will you go ahead and press that seam open for me, and I'm going to get this one pinned up for you?
Okay.
All right. Now I pinned this for you, but I just want to double check it lines up. Gotta make the bottom of our heart. We're all good. It's kind of like when you're driving. Like, you know, you want to look further ahead instead of just like what's right in front of the car.
It's pretty dead on that corner. See the problem now.
There you go.
Lined up.
Our heart's looking good. Got the bottom done. And now what we're gonna do here is snowball both corners. Now we have our little baby squares here. You wanna line it up on that corner right there.
Alrighty.
And then while you're there, you might as well just do this one too. So you wanna sew, make sure you go opposing directions. Make you nervous when I look over your shoulder?
A little bit.
I'll stand over here.
There's number one. Just nice and soft.
Gonna fold them open? Oh, look at that.
What you think?
It's perfect.
It's good?
I'm doing great.
Thank you.
So I can go ahead and press that open if you want to do the other side.
Sure.
Is that about right side together?
Back checking you over here.
I just totally forgot to check, so. There it is. Can I cut this one now?
Yep. Now, if you can see here, it doesn't exactly line up with this middle rectangle. That's not going to matter. Because when we do that 1/4 inch seam allowance sewing it to the top of our block, it's going to line up perfectly.
Gotcha.
Same with at the bottom. You just want to make sure it has that little bit of allowance there so you can sew right across. You ready to sew them together?
Yeah, let's sew it.
Okay, put our blocks right sides together. See all of our nicely pressed open seams? We're gonna take this over to the machine first, like this. Okay, let me show you. Line it up on that 1/4 inch and we're only going to sew about 1 inch on that little corner, okay? Now, we can open it up and see if it lines up.
Very nice. Here's a big reveal. Boom.
Look at that.
That right there is your finished quilt block. Just do that 19 more times and you can have a beautiful quilt like the one behind us. Thank you so much for joining us. We're gonna shoot this right over to Tiankum.
Good job.